Welcome to the NLWS Wildlife Shelter. I'm Angelika Langen and I am the current manager from the organization, and this is...
I'm Tanya Landry. I'm Angelika's daughter and also assistant manager here at the Wildlife Shelter.
We created this short video to include all our supporters, as we are hearing quite often from people that they're unable to come and visit. So we're hoping that by giving you a virtual tour, you get a little bit of a feeling of what the shelter is all about.
We're excited to have you join us for a virtual open house.
I'm Sarah. I'm a volunteer at the Wildlife Shelter, and I spend a lot of time here in the hospital taking care of and feeding the animals that are in here. When animals come down into the hospital, they're a lot closer to us, so we can check on them more frequently. Also, if they need any extra medical care like special food or IVs, they can get it here. Right now we have 2 weasels, Haley and Rocket, who are actually just about ready to be released. They're getting pretty big. I love working down here. We get to see all the small mammals. I really liked working with the squirrels and the weasels. They're really fun to watch them grow up. I also really like working with Nanook. She's pretty cool. She needs a lot of cuddles, so we have our sling. There we go. So Nanook and beavers in general have to spend a lot of time with their mom in the wild, or in our case with a person, and having kind of one-on-one contact and touching is really important for their development. So if they don't get this kind of touch and cuddling, like being in the sling for most of the day, or even just sitting with her, they don't develop properly and they don't learn how to build dams once they're released. When she was really little, she was pretty much packed around all day. And now as she's gotten older, she's spending a lot more time outside and not really in the sling as much as she's getting older.
Yeah, we've been volunteering here for a couple of months now. So when we started back in April, we had more than 70 bears, so we were preparing a lot of food.
Roughly about 900 pounds of food.
Depending on the amount of bears that are there, we adjust the quantity to make sure that they all get it. Right now, with the amount of bears that we have, which is around 16, we are preparing 8 buckets for the morning, 4 or 5 big ones, and about 3 to 4 smaller ones. We get a lot of donations, but the shelter also has to buy other food besides that.
About 50% of our food comes from donation, well, not only from grocery stores, but also from regular people who come and donate, which we really appreciate, and they all really contribute to making it possible to care for the animals in the proper way.
So this is Igor. He is a permanent resident here at the shelter. By this point, he's a very old man, so he is just enjoying his, what I like to call his retirement. He is a Siberian lynx, so he's not native to Canada, but he was a seizure from the SPCA, and so we got to take him in and give him a life. He is not super playful or anything like that, but he definitely loves his scratches and things of that nature. But just even seeing the power that he has, even as an old man, it's pretty impressive to watch. You're okay. Yeah. Can you get scritches? There we go. So even big cats are just like little cats. They love to get pets. When he's in a good mood, he purrs. He has definitely appreciated all of the attention that he gets. So unlike all of the other animals that'll get to be released, it doesn't really matter how much we interact with him and with our cougar Honey, because they will stay here for the rest of their lives. This is our cougar, Honey. She is a new permanent resident to the shelter. She came in last fall. Her and her sibling were found down south, and they unfortunately couldn't catch her sibling, but we were able to catch her. It's kind of sad that she can't be released even though she is a native animal to Canada. Certain apex predators like cougars, wolves, and grizzly bears are not considered rehabable, except for our grizzly program. And so unfortunately, even though Honey would be a great candidate to go back out, she is staying here, but that doesn't mean that she's going to have a bad life. We've been working really hard trying to get her comfortable with us and trying to make sure she gets enough enrichment, that she stays active and her mind stays active. And when she first came in, she really didn't like us. She didn't want to be anywhere near us. But we've kind of slowly come to a place where we've started to build trust with her. But from where she started to where she is, it's night and day. She's a whole different cat now. And so I'm very, very proud of the progress that she has been able to make. And, you know, that makes our conscience a little lighter, knowing that, you know, she's not stressed out every single day of her life, that she can enjoy being here and that she is getting everything she needs so that she can live a long, happy life here. So all of our bears that we have right now are orphan bears from this year. So all of our yearlings go out at the beginning of spring, so we don't have any left. And so all of these cubs will stay with us for an entire year and get released next spring. They come to us through a couple different means, but we work closely with the conservation officers all across the province, and any orphan bears that they get calls for, they give us permission and we get to take them. They can come in from human conflicts, so a lot of their moms get shot or hit by vehicles, and then we'll get a call to come and collect them. We try and keep our animals busy and active, and we don't want them to just be sitting around all day. That's when they get bored, and that's not good for their development. So we try and offer them as much enrichment as possible. So we do that in the form of grabbing rotten logs, grabbing evergreens and stuff like that. We try and keep it as natural as possible because they're going to be going back into the wild. So we've been bringing in bundles and bundles of Saskatoon branches, and then we stick them up all over their enclosures so that they can go and pick off all the berries, and they love the Saskatoons right now. They go absolutely batty for them. It lasts maybe 5 minutes before they destroy it, but they have such a good time with it, so it all makes it kind of worth it. So the black bears have tons of costs associated with them. The big one is food. We feed them lots of food. And so yeah, these kids right now are getting 4 huge buckets of food in the morning and 4 huge buckets of food in the evening, and that kind of suffices for now, but pretty soon we'll be increasing and increasing and increasing as they grow. The bears are so hilarious. I mean, as caretakers, because we're not trying to get them used to people, we don't spend that much time around them, but when we're up here cleaning and feeding them, you get little glimpses into all of their personalities, and they're all so different. You can instantly tell who any of the bears are just by kind of how they're acting and their mannerisms. And yeah, they just have so many little funny things that they do all the time, and it cracks you up.
This is Venus. She's our red fox that is currently in care. She was picked up at the beginning of May off the side of the highway. Happens quite a lot. If mom gets hit on the side of the road, the pups will come out looking for food and then get weak and spotted by people, and then they're brought to us. So our fox enclosure is actually one of the most unique enclosures that we have. It was specifically designed for this species, so it has some neat kind of tunnels, as you can see, that the foxes can make their dens from, and it has to have multiple levels because they do like to go up, which a lot of people don't know about foxes. She's also got some neat whiskers on her front legs that help her feel when she digs, so when there's enrichment in the enclosure, we want to make sure that we use all her senses. Foxes come to us on a fairly regular basis, almost every year. And they're one of the funnest animals to rehabilitate because they're very interactive and playful. Hey, that's my boot. Because Venus came in as a single pup, she's a little bit more comfortable with the people that are handling her at the moment. Lucky with small mammals like this, once their hormones kick in, that conditioning doesn't last. They actually go wild very well, so she will be able to be a very happy wild fox and not be habituated, even though she's been raised as a single pup.
Peter started this project in 2007 when they got the first set of grizzlies here. So currently in our care we have 2 grizzlies. They're females, their names are Moon and Star. They're not related, but they really bonded with each other, and there's a lot of play going on during the day. The general perception that people have of grizzlies is that they're aggressive and they just out to kill everything and everyone. But if you see them play during the day, it's like little kids. They run, they play kind of like a tag, they roll around, somersault. And yeah, it's adorable to watch. The main difference between a grizzly and a black bear is the build. You can't really rely on color because you have really dark grizzlies and you have really light black bears. But the main thing is the little hump on their shoulders. Their nails are longer, and those are the main differences between grizzlies and black bears. We're also at the moment building a new grizzly enclosure. So this one is going to be further back on the property, further down in the bush, so there's less contact and yeah, hopefully even better results that way and more success for the grizzlies. On a day-to-day basis, it's super interesting to see how they respond and react to things and how intelligent they are. They're also a big part of the environment. They do a lot of gardening outside. They replant, like they eat seeds, they poop, the seeds are in there. They bring fish into the forest, which is an important nutritional part too. They do so much good out there. And sometimes it feels that that gets forgotten, how important part they are of the ecosystem. They're amazing. Grizzlies are one of the slowest reproducing mammals. A grizzly mom would raise her cubs for 2 to 3 years, so the time that they take care of their cubs is long, and the survival rate of cubs is really low in the wild. They get easily preyed upon. That makes our project even more important.
So raising moose has been an uphill battle for us. Despite the fact that they're relatively big animals, they are incredibly sensitive to changes. They get easily sick, and once they have stomach problems and get diarrhea, it's very, very hard to reverse. And while some of the moose babies we have do really well and grow wonderful, we always have 1 or 2 that don't thrive, and they're in the same environment with the same food, and we can't figure out what the difference is. And it's very upsetting because you try to make them healthy, and with some of them we just don't have success. So we had 4 baby moose this year. Unfortunately, we lost one. We have 2 that are doing really well, and we've got 1. And if you're looking at the sizes, it's easy to see that it's not thriving, but he's hanging in there, so we're hoping. So looking out here is Cosmo, and behind him is Sputnik, and then the lady in there is Nova. Okay, so the idea with the moose enclosures is we have kind of 3 compartments. One that is for deer, the smallest one. The medium-sized one that I'm in right now is for when the moose babies are smaller, and then once they get bigger, they can go out into the back and have access to more greens. We're trying to give them access to as much natural stuff as possible. And then after 2 months, when they've been with us, they go on what we call day passes, and they can go out during the day and they can go anywhere they want and eat what they want and find the natural foods that they need. And then we just lock them up at night as protection for the predators. The fun part about doing moose for us is that we're releasing them from this location. We don't have to drive them anywhere. And then in the winter, we provide a little bit of goodies and they come back for visits. So we get to see them again. Some of the females we saw for up to 13 years, every year with young offsprings that they're bringing for a visit. So it's a wonderful opportunity for us to see the long-term effects of our work, which with a lot of the other animals we don't have. They go and we never see them again. But the moose and deer is something that keeps coming around and showing us that it goes way beyond of the year that we have them with us.